As a huge lover of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, I've seen a lot of films about Frankenstein, based on Frankenstein. The 2015 film Victor Frankenstein is without a doubt the most realistic, believable, honest version that I have seen of this. And this was directed by Paul McGuigan and written by Max Landis and stars Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. And the description from IMDb is as follows. Told from Igor's perspective, we see the troubled young assistant's dark origins, his redemptive friendship with the young medical student Victor von Frankenstein, and become eyewitnesses to the emergence of how Frankenstein became the man and the legend we know today. That is very poorly worded, but hopefully you get the picture. Basically, it's the story of Victor Frankenstein through Igor's eyes, and that's a very fresh perspective. But that's not the only reason why I love this. I also love this because it is realistic. When they are operating on Frankenstein's creature, I don't know if operating is the right word, but he looks realistic. The things they're doing, they're believable. They could happen. It's not gimmicky. And I'm not saying it's the only film that tries to make it believable, but it genuinely feels like what they were doing could actually happen, and they could give life to this person created out of the dismembered body parts of other beings. And I loved that, because it really felt like I could trust the story they were telling, because it felt real. Given when this is set, in the 19th century, we have some beautiful costumes, we have some gorgeous locations, beautiful mise-en-scène. It really is visually as beautiful as it is exciting and thrilling, and it really kind of captivates the mind. It's one of those films where I couldn't really look away at all. I also love the treatment of Igor from Frankenstein himself, particularly when we look at Igor and why he is hunched over. I think that was a really interesting thing for them to delve deeper into and address that, and I was really pleased that they did. I think on screen, Radcliffe and McAvoy work really well. I think the casting for Igor and Frankenstein there was absolutely brilliant. I have, no complaints about that at all. I'm trying to think of something that I didn't like about this, but honestly, for me, as a big fan of Shelley's Frankenstein, it just delivered everything and more. It's got a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, which is a respectable rating, but personally I would have given it 7.5 or 8. I really did like it that much. It's just under 2 hours. It's quite a long film, but it's very immersive. It does transport the mind to that time and location. Very easy to feel part of the narrative. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I know some people don't like it, but I know a lot of people who do. So if you're a fan of the story of Frankenstein, absolutely this is one that you need to see. If there is anything about this, the cast, the writer, the director, that's making you think, maybe I should see that, please do. It is great. It's kind of marketed as a horror. I don't really think it's that scary, but it does have an eerie, dramatic quality to it. The lighting is spectacular a lot of the time. I love it. Victor Frankenstein, for me, is brilliant.